Welcome back, friends, to Brighter Financial Future. In today's video, I'm going to talk about McDonald's that you buy, hold, or sell in 2021. So stay tuned. So here we go. McDonald's currently has a price tag around $210. It has a market capitalization of $155 billion. One thing I like about this stock is it is a dividend-paying company. I love dividends, and this is part of my dividend-focused series. And currently, the dividend sits about 2.47%. I like to see a dividend more so in between 3 and 5. 2 is okay. This is a solid company, so 2.47 is decent. Its dividend payout ratio is a little higher than I would like to see at 78.78%. But they're still able to pay their dividends, so that's good. Their 52-week high is around $231 and the low is $124. So currently, the stock is trading below its 52-week high. I definitely like to buy a company when it's trading below their 52-week high. I try not to buy a company at its 52-week high because that's like the highest price within that year. But sometimes I'll still buy a company at its 52-week high if I feel like it's a good opportunity just to jump in. In this case, I think the price is fair. When I look at the PE ratio, it's a little bit on the high side, but I get it. It is McDonald's. Their dividend growth rate is for 2020 was 3.2%. That's low for them. For the 5 years, it averages about 7.71%. So I get 2020 is kind of like on the low end because everybody was struggling, but still they were able to still grow their dividend in 2020, which is a good thing. And they're still able to pay their dividend, which is something I like for a dividend investor. I think that's positive when it comes to McDonald's. They have been increasing their dividends for over 30 years. I believe they're also part of the dividend aristocrats. So basically, if you own McDonald's, you're basically been getting an increase. They have one of the best free cash flows in their industries at a little bit over $4 billion. Now, their EPS growth was down for the trailing 12 months, which, 2020 was just one of those years. It definitely hit the restaurant industry hard. Depending on where you live at, a lot of McDonald's only have drive-thrus, so they're missing out on the walk-through business, but they're still able to be open and pivot. So a lot of their business is through the drive-through. Currently, I guess depending on the city or state that you're in, you could probably walk in as well. They still raised their dividend in 2020, which shows they're still a healthy and strong, viable company. They have a nice gross profit margin. And actually, their net income in between the years of 2017 and 2019 is actually up. So year over year, their net income increased. 2020, like I said, I don't have the numbers for 2020 yet, but 2020 is definitely just one of those years where obviously the world changed. But overall, they have been doing a good job staying in business, still paying their dividend and increasing it as well. I think that's and they have a strong name brand. Some of the top institutional holders are Vanguard, BlackRock Inc., and State Street Corporation. So there are some like the highlights when it comes to McDonald's and their business. Their equity summary score is neutral. And what I'm going to do now is just kind of give you a breakdown of my final thoughts of McDonald's as a company as a whole. Now, one thing I like about McDonald's is they have a mix of U.S. and international business. So they're not just dependent on the U.S. market. You do get exposure to the international market as well. They're a worldwide brand. And they're a strong brand. They have the kids addicted to those chicken nuggets and toys. They're a dividend aristocrat. They are increasing their dividend. In the end, McDonald's, it's not going anywhere. They have a strong hold on the market. Like I said, those kids love those chicken nuggets and those Happy Meals. As long as people are having kids, McDonald's is going to be around. Also, what they're doing is they are creating their own plant-based line meat. So if you're vegan, they're going to have basically their own Beyond Meat burgers. So if you don't want to eat meat, they are starting to target that market sometime this year. One thing they did really well last year was to work with different brands like Travis Scott. When this meal came out, it was sold out everywhere. It was hard to get. Actually, I tried it. It was really good. So I think working with different brands also helped their brand as well. They're also one of the largest real estate companies in the world. So they're not just a food company. For example, if you want to be a part of the McDonald's franchise, they're going to charge you rent and they're going to charge you royalties as well. So they get paid both ways. It's money on top of money. McDonald's just generate money on top of money, especially with their franchises. Now, let's see here. Now, one thing I wanted to do was just kind of talk about just their dividends. Say, for example, if you bought 5 shares of McDonald's, say like in 2015, their quarterly dividend was 85 cents. Now, if you didn't do anything, you didn't buy, you didn't sell, the stock went up or down, it doesn't matter. Those same 5 shares of dividends will be worth $1.29 a share a quarter, and you'll be getting $25.80 a year. So just doing nothing, just holding the stock, just seeing, if you look at their dividend increase, you can see how your money can grow just owning McDonald's. I think McDonald's is a strong brand. It's not going anywhere. You're looking for a safe investment, kind of like a CD. You can put your money into McDonald's. Most CDs now, you're probably going to get under 1%, 2% if you're lucky. McDonald's, you can invest your money in McDonald's and it can kind of act like a CD where your money can actually grow. As you see, they do actually increase their dividend yearly so far. And it looks like something they can kind of maintain. The only thing, when I look at their payout ratio, it is getting kind of high. So I wonder how long they can continue to do that without really finding ways to really increase their income. But overall, McDonald's is a solid company. When I look at the numbers, I definitely would like to buy more at the 200, 205 price range, maybe under 210. But when I look at my holdings, it is one of my larger holdings, so I don't really plan to buy any immediately. I'm definitely going to hold. I'm definitely going to reinvest the dividends. I'm not going to sell at all. If anything, McDonald's is a buy or hold in 2021. And at the end of the day, if you buy good companies at a good price, it's gonna, as long as you hold, you're going to be okay in the future. That's one thing 2020 taught me, that if a company's not that great or if it's on shaky legs, they basically were shaken out. Especially when it comes to dividend investing, you kind of see the companies who either suspended their dividend, stopped paying a dividend. McDonald's didn't stop paying a dividend; it actually increased their dividend. So yeah, that's my opinion about McDonald's. Feel free to check out some of my other videos where I talk about other dividend stocks. I'll try to come out with a video at least once a week talking about a particular dividend stock and other topics. The main goal of this channel is just to really give people ideas on how to build wealth, especially into the future. I believe the stock market is a long-term game, and this is a good company for the long term. If you're looking for quick cash, a quick turnaround on your investment, McDonald's is probably not the one for you. But if you're looking for long-term growth, a relatively safe dividend, everything involves risk, but McDonald's might be that company for you, especially when they drop their plant-based burgers or in the future. That might definitely have a strong impact on their growth as well. That's all I got for you. Thank you for watching.
But as a disclaimer, this show is for entertainment purposes only and not to be considered financial advice.
And if you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. Share this video. Everybody go get a Happy Meal. Peace.